we have some news in the project. And, with UCE2 now, we are looking at ways to, first of all, reach a lot of people and raise awareness for climate change, work on solutions, and so on. So, and now, a friend of mine came and said he is building like a group of people, and they want to deliver courses for people, and especially in one topic. So they want to do events, and I already like events, and especially when they are live and when there are people. So that's really engaging. And guess what? It's about a topic, really, which is everybody is talking about this: artificial intelligence. And a lot of people are using it. It's not something new. It's just like the use of this stuff is like getting all over the place. A lot of people are really used to things like ChatGPT and so on. But there's also like a really big, let's say, market out there of people who have no clue about climate change. Sorry, not climate change, about artificial intelligence. Probably they also don't know much about climate change. But they don't really know much about artificial intelligence and so on. But artificial intelligence is really, it's here to stay, and you can really use it in really very productive ways. Some people say, hey, how can you use artificial intelligence inside of a climate change project? And the answer is, well, if we would do the same thing and it would take us like a team of 10 people, 10 hours to do the same thing, what we do with like one prompt, which AI is doing for us, then we save a lot of energy, because we just we are like 10 minutes in a meeting, organizing the thing, shooting this off, and then everybody can like use this stuff from artificial intelligence, especially when it's about words and text and so on. So it's really a good thing, because otherwise we would be sitting there maybe 4 hours to achieve the same result, instead of imagine like 10 people sitting in for an hour in places, like 10 people just being there 5 minutes. Makes a really big difference, right? Because now 10 computers are not running for an hour, and an average computer is consuming something like 200 to 300 watts. That would be like 2 or 3 kilowatt hours. And it's much less what the AI would be using. So it's energy efficient to do that. Good. So that's riddle solved why we use AI, because we want to we achieve an impact on the world, in the end. So that's like the story. So what is really the news here? My friend came up with the idea and said, hey, they want to build a community where people learn about artificial intelligence. And we already made some, some small events where he and me, we were sitting there, and then we were inviting people, and then we are really showing them what can you do with artificial intelligence for your kind of projects or problems or whatever kind of things you have. So that's a very relevant kind of thing. And guess what? Most people, they have heard of artificial intelligence, but they haven't used it. And some people have used it, but they didn't really use how can I make really a prompt? What are the specifics? How can I tweak it that it's not sounding like artificial intelligence, really sounds like me? Or what can I do? What can I use? How can I apply it? So there's lots and lots of things here. And of course, you could just go into the internet and look it up, Google it, and find. So the knowledge about this isn't really, that's really not the problem. Yeah, the knowledge is there. It's just like the application, and people usually have also a certain there is something new and you don't know how to apply it, and you don't know how actually to use it. So, and just listening to a video is not going to make a difference. So that's what is the plan here. So what we want to build is something like this. We want to have of course, videos of where we explain the whole thing. How does it work? So basically it's some of our sessions, we just record them and put them out on YouTube and so on. So that's marketing. Yeah, that's one of the marketing things that we are just using what we do in these sessions, and the examples, we put it out on YouTube. Yeah? That could be that some people are in a session, maybe this friend and me, and then they just say, yeah, okay, it's fine that I'm on YouTube here with my questions, and educate me, and then these kind of things can be used to be uploaded on YouTube, yeah, or any other site so that people can watch this. That's like first step. And this is really about marketing. Then we have a group of people who say, we want to run now like really short sessions. It's not like 1.5, like half an hour, really half an hour. That's like the target, because, if you're interested in something new and to go someplace like on a video conference, like a Zoom or whatever, you just go there for half an hour. You can always fit this in. It's not like, oh, I don't have time. No, you are hanging around on social media and other things. Like usually you are using your smartphone more than half an hour a day. So half an hour is like really that kind of time where somebody who is interested can really put the time in. So let me say, and this is a thing for free. So this kind of thing is like an introduction to AI. And maybe we call the whole thing, we give it AI with a purpose. Yeah, because that's like what we do in our projects. We use AI and we say, yes, we use AI, and some people don't like it, but like we want to get reach and we want to have an impact in the world. Yeah? So we say we use AI with a purpose. And that's like the whole thing, And so that's maybe the title of the whole kind of endeavor. AI with a purpose, introduction. So introduction to AI. So it's really like the first thing. This is for some people to really like, what are these guys doing, And the market is really like, what kind of people do we want there? Yeah, people who have heard of AI, really would like to use it somehow, don't know really how, and so on. So it's like beginners. But we're also interested in people who are more advanced, because with them we can work on more advanced features. Yeah? So it's really like for everybody. It's like for somebody who's like maybe the CEO of a company, hasn't really used AI much and doesn't know how this really works. It's like everybody's talking about it. Yeah. So the problem is everybody's talking about it. It's like with climate change. I just made the whole thing. I made lots and lots of surveys about climate change, and people don't know anything. Really, no. They have heard about this. They are worried. So AI, climate change, almost the same thing. People have heard about it. They are worried. Most people have no freaking clue of how the things work. Me as well, some time ago. But I have an application. I use this, and then we came up, we can use AI in our project and make the whole thing much faster, quicker, and so on for everybody. So, good. So, and what we do then in this half an hour session, we just like say hello to everybody. People say who they are, what kind of problem they're looking for, or how advanced they are, and what they're looking for in this course. Yeah? Good. And then we go into medias res. And we are going to tell them and give them a task. This is like the plan, to give them a task, because if you would be just watching there and, I'm talking about AI, or my friend is talking about AI, or somebody else is talking about AI, and you don't do anything, that's not really not really working well. That's what you can have on the videos. You can just watch it and watch somebody else or me or whatever talking about AI and maybe showing this. That's all there. No. What we want to achieve in this introduction to AI, that anybody can come and they can say, hello, I'm just totally new. I want to see what I can get here. And then we take you and then we give you like this first nudge to actually use it. So you're going to open up ChatGPT. Yeah, maybe you have to make a login for there. That might be a preparation for this kind of thing. Hey, go to ChatGPT, make a login that you can log in. You don't have to do anything yet. Just like have the login that you can actually use the thing. So, and then we are going to tell you, okay, your task now is you should create, your task is to create a post on social media, and you can take the topic of climate change, and you can take anything like any idea, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, take something about climate change, what can be done, what could be possible to create a post on climate change. If you don't know what, here's like, we have a whole list of topics, you can choose from them, or you can develop something yourself, or you can use AI to actually answer the question like, hey, I want to make a post on climate, I want to contribute to climate change. We already show you how to use it. You won't be typing in your ChatGPT this, yeah, and then it's like showing you a topic, and then you maybe add something to this and add something. So you're creating a post, and then you say, okay, you choose where do you want to post, in which language, where, what, Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, it's the same. No? But like where you want to make this post, yeah, and then you tell the thing, okay, I want to make this on let's say Reddit. I want to have it on Facebook and make it this long, and then you make the post. Good, and then you look for an image. That would be one thing. You can also like create an image, but that might be too long already. Just like take the post it. Yeah? That's all. But you have you can also like add an image there, like to choose from any site. But it's already too complicated because we are not don't want to train them so much on social media. We just want to train them on the use of AI. So the text thing would be like in the first step. So, I have created in really short time with somebody who I speak to like a friend, I have created a post or several posts in several languages who I understand or speak to any kind of level, but I have like some basic understanding of them. You post this and put this out. Where? Yeah, well, you can choose any kind of Facebook group, or you can use the groups we already have in the project. And that's like the playground. You can just make such a post it, be part of a group. Nobody's ripping your head off or anything. It's like you created a post, you posted there, but you have done something for real. It's not that you just have made something. No, you really had a task to develop something which was good enough that you put it out there in the world. And we use a topic like climate change where you can contribute. If you don't want to do it on climate change and you have your own project, do it on your own project. But still, the task would be go there, post it somewhere in one of the groups. Yeah? So that's really it's not like an exercise, or it's not like a dry run where you're just looking at. No, you're really like going from I haven't used AI to really post it, use AI and put something out in the world. And suddenly you are already social media expert. Yeah, because now you just needs repetition and so on and planning. Blah, blah. So, and then this is basically like what we can do, and we will like showing this on our screens. We let you share your screens that you can do show what I have to do here, where I am, or do I have any problem? Then we take like questions, and then we like introduce the next thing, which is a course of, let's say, 90 minutes. 90 minutes is like 2 hours in school. Yeah, you see that like in this first one, in the first like introduction, we can really look at some basic thing, but we want to take you from you haven't been a user of AI, we take you to you are a user of AI. So you have overcome the first hurdle. Oh, I actually used it. Oh, good. For something purposeful. Now we want to go more in detail. And that's like step number 2. So for step number 2, there will be, let's say, a seminar, a workshop, not like terribly long, like let's say 90 minutes. It's like 2 hours in school. Yeah. So it's 90 minutes and there will be some little bit of break and exercise and stretching and so on. Yeah. So also fun. Again, like same kind of thing we are using as a playground, posting on social media. But now we are looking, for example, at how can we tweak my AI that it's like not speaking like ChatGPT? How can I make it speak like me? How can I plan, for example, something? How can I make like a whole list of topics? How can I change the tone? All these kind of things, what you can use in prompts and so on, so that you make your use of AI more efficient. Yeah, and suddenly you see that like lots and lots of applications are there. Like for example, you want to post something, you can like ask the AI and write the prompt, or you can just like say, okay, I'm writing like the article how I think it should be, and then I put it into ChatGPT, and the thing is like translating it and cleaning it up and making it look nice, for example. 2 different ways. So this is like all kind of stuff we do in this section. There will be like, let's say if there's 90 minutes, we will again like 45 minutes take on something like we planned, and the other part will be used for questions which come from the audience. They say, hey, I want to like do this kind of thing, then we are like doing this. First half will be like preparation, and we go through, and again, you are learning, you get a task, make posts or make an article really about, or research something, whatever, that's like, we have introduction, and then we have the second thing, which is, let's say, a 2-hour, 90-minute kind of workshop. Yeah? So where you actually work, and it's like a seminar. And the first one is completely for free. Like these 30 minutes. It's an introduction. It's completely for free. And now the second one, on purpose, it has to be paid. Yeah? You have to pay for it. Because there's really one thing in our brains. If we get something for free, we don't value it very much. Yeah? So that's like really the thing here. We want you to value this because we put a lot of effort in. You put a lot of effort in. It's really good. It's really, you take it from, I don't know anything, I really practice. We are really doing the practice here. It's not so much about the details, the knowledge you get transmitted. No, but we are really bringing you into action. Yeah? If you want to get knowledge about AI, buy some books. Ask Google, read papers, and so on. So there's like lots of material out there to get the knowledge. No, we are going to be there to apply you the knowledge. So, and it has to be paid. We're not going to ask like 1,000 euros for this, but let's say something between 50 and 100 euros. So it's still affordable, but like you pay something for it. Not too much, like in, not too much. So the price we really have to set, but it's like, hey, it's like, okay, you pay us. And the money will also be used for charity in a certain area. So now the other option is, there are people out there in the world who live, for example, in India or Sri Lanka or Bangladesh or so. They couldn't be paying 50 euros or 100. That would be too much. But there's like where we say, hey, we can offer like other kind of things. You can bring another person who pays and you can join. Or you can like produce lots and lots of these articles and put them out on, so you can actually like work for the project. You would be a volunteer for the project to put out something like 50 to 100 articles in the world, and then you just like, you post all these kind of things, and you follow a certain guideline, and then you like just get the links together, send them in and say, hey, I have done this and this kind of work. I want to take part on this kind of thing. So you have been working for this project, so you can be part of the 90-minute workshop. Yeah? And you either pay, you bring a person that pay, or you work. That's, I think, quite a fair deal, that we have like different types of people. The person who says, hey, I don't want to work for this project. I want to like just get it. I pay this price, and then there's like B, you just bring somebody else who pays, and then you can come with as well. Or, so you do like marketing and you call people, or you do like work for the project, for example, by posting, or by, that might be a fourth kind of possibility. If you show that you have like called 100 people and enrolled them into this kind of thing, and like 10 of them are coming to the 30-minute kind of thing, then you can also do that. So let's say we would be available for all kinds of schemes there. And then we have like, we do this 90-minute workshop, and then there might be a half-day workshop, or let's say even a day. It's really like the kind of applications are endless, because it's really like you can use it to generate images. Yeah, you can use it to generate text. You can use it to make your personal correspondence. You can use it to research. And then of course, we also want to like bring people in who say, yeah, I'm really good at this, and then learn from each other. And again, these other workshops would then be, would have a higher price, or like also same kind of entry criteria. So that you either can be working and doing something for the project, but you don't have to pay, or you just simply pay. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching. It's really going to be a very interesting option. And the people, by the way, who are then going to run these workshops, yeah, especially in the beginning, are volunteers. Yeah. So, and they can of course take part in all these workshops, but they are going to produce them, because what we are working on now is is like a script. What are you actually going to do? You know, it starts by, hey, welcome everybody who is on time, you know, make a short introduction round, you know, let somebody start, you know, go over, introduce yourselves really briefly, and then go in the next step. Okay, give them a task. You know, your task is now use ChatGPT, open your browser, yeah, open ChatGPT, type hello, yeah. So, and then like, how would you address this? And then always interaction, ask the people, what would you do now? You know, is there somebody who has used, okay, good, do this, ask you. So we're like very interactive, go there step by step. And then there's a whole plan of how to do this. And in the end, there's a question and answering session. If the session, the official session will end after like half an hour, but you know, if there are still people in there who are having questions and people are having a discussion, so what? Then it might be running later, but you know, the official time should be over like 30 minutes. So that's like making events, especially artificial intelligence. Thank you very much for watching. Please follow the channel.